This video will talk about how to create your own personalized email newsletter to send out to your people monthly. All right, we're going to show you an example here, then we're going to go through the details and show you how to create it. All right, so here's an example, a demo that we put together, and the headline is to capture interest. So here we go. It says, see inside our most expensive house for sale in Metro Denver, or whatever your area is. So using most expensive or cheapest home, these are great headlines. We're going to give you some more examples at the end, but we want to grab their attention. Inside the newsletter, you can see we talk about, I like to recommend the area. I'm also going to give you other ways to name this. I like the area to let people know, hey, it's Metro Denver Real Estate Newsletter. I give the date of when I'm sending it out. Here's a picture of the agent. I didn't use my picture in this example. I just used a fictitious agent called Happy Agent, and the company and the contact information, right? So phone, email, and a link to their website. All right. And then it goes into a quick address that goes out to the person that we're sending this out to. It says, hi, Mike. And that's the person's receiving this. Hope you're enjoying this month's real estate statistics and news. When you, your family, or your friends are planning to buy or sell real estate, please contact me for a free consultation. I'm here to answer your real estate questions and help you achieve your goals. And then your name, and so I should have actually written Happy Agent there, but it would be the agent that creating this newsletter. All right, so let's keep going. And then it says, hey, see inside our most expensive house for sale in Metro Denver. And at the time, this was the most expensive listing in the company. And we're a smaller company here in Colorado right now. We're growing our branch, but there's just a few listings, and this was one that was the most expensive. So we took it and got their permission to use it. And there it is, bingo. This is really cool. I'll show you later how you can put this in here super fast, just with a quick couple of clicks. Anyway, it gives us some information. If they click on this, they actually go back to your website on the public side of Lofty. That'll be registered, and then you'll know that they clicked on it, which is pretty cool. All right, so that's that. And then next we got housing fast facts and housing stats. And we've got the date. We got this month, a year ago, the change, the average price, the days on the market, and sold to list price ratio. We just pull that right out of the MLS in a quick report, super fast to grab. Keep in mind, we're looking at this on a computer, on a desktop, and most people are going to be looking on their phone. So this is all going to be left justified when it comes out on the phone. It's all going to be in the column, one single column all bunched together. And so keep that in mind as we're looking at it. Most people are going to see this a lot tighter and cleaner. But that's good that it works either way. And it says, hey, what is my home worth? They can click here. They'll go to your website and they can fill out their address to get a market analysis, which you are immediately notified about. And then right here, it says search all the homes in the MLS for free. If they click there, they go back to your website and they can check out the MLS. And again, you're notified because they're already in your system. And then we go into the next section, which is, hey, we just listed another amazing home for sale. So this is your just listed. If you or someone on your team or your company has a property that they just listed, you can put it here. Again, be sure to get the permission of the listing agent. Should not be an issue, especially as our market slows down. All right, so with just a click, which I'll show you later, this goes in, which looks really nice, gives a photo of the house, the address, some information, and if they're interested, they can click on it. They can even just call you up or email you and say, hey, I saw the MLS number. I'd like to see this property. Awesome. And then we got another thing here. It says, hey, we just sold another incredible home for top dollar. So here's our just sold. Same idea. We pull it out of the MLS. We drop it in, and there's the information all auto-filled. In fact, we don't even have to go into the MLS. It's inside Lofty. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. We'll show you that. And then we got a just bought. I just helped another family buy a home. You take a picture of your happy family. This could be in their house. It could be at the closing table. It could be in front of the property, which is very popular, at the front door. Could be standing with you, which is really awesome if you can get that. If not, at least get them and smiling. and say, hey, it was a pleasure to help the last name of the family, like the Smith family, purchase their dream home. When you're ready, I'm here to help you, your friends, and your family purchase your next home too. All right, just simple little thing there. You can also, if you want, you can elaborate. You can go into a story of what their situation was. People like to read those kind of stories. Whatever you want to do, keep it simple or make it more elaborate. This is a template, a framework that you can work within. And then here at the bottom, we give a little teeny call to action. Hey, thinking about moving, want to buy or sell real estate? Call me. Let's chat, free consultation. Your picture again, your name and contact information and website. And then we've got, hey, just kind of a little disclosure, stats from the MLS. Property shown may be listed by me, another agent, or another brokerage. This is not intended to solicit a currently listed property. The company logo, the company name, and the company address locally. So be sure to put in your local address. You can also use the national address, but I recommend you use a local address. And I'm pretty sure now in each state, every state has at least a physical address where they could receive mail. You may not be able to go there as an office because we're all home-based, but I believe they all have now a place where they get mail, and you can use, like I just did here, a physical address. Be sure to reach out to your state broker if you're curious about that. All right, and then I just put in my signature, my common signature. So this would be yours or the agent's, and that's why it says my name instead of Happy's, but it would be your information and then your signature information, which I've created. And that's it. And that's the pretty cool, quick, easy newsletter. Takes a little while to set this up the first time, maybe an hour. But then as you're moving forward through time, each month that you do this, you're probably looking at maybe 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how elaborate you get. But it can be created pretty fast. Let's show you how to do that. Okay, now we're in the quick start guide. And this is an optional item, by the way, the newsletter. You don't have to do this. It is semi-automated because you have to do a little bit of work each month. But once you set it up, the system will get it scheduled and send it out for you. So let's walk through it and see what we got here. So let's just start reading through. The RAMS newsletter template is a great way to brand yourself with a fully customized marketing piece. You can email the newsletter as is with a couple of quick entries in a few minutes per month, or you can easily customize it to reflect your personality and goals. What we're going to do, by the way, is we're going to set up a template. So it's very easy each month thereafter to just go ahead and plug in a couple pieces of information and get it out. We recommend that you email the newsletter on the same day each month. It's good for you to create consistency, and it's really good for your people to see consistency. And we're also going to advise that the newsletter be sent out on the 20th of the month. That's when we think you should schedule it, because that's 15 days after the market report goes out. That's our other advice, is to do a market report for everyone. So your people will get emailed twice a month, once on the 15th, and then 2 weeks later, they'll get the newsletter. Then 2 weeks later, they get the market report. And then 2 weeks later, they get the newsletter. See how it's kind of spread out over time, so it's not coming at them too much. If you were to schedule this on, let's say, the 7th, and they get 2 emails in a row, it might seem overburdensome to them, and they might unsubscribe. So that's why we're going to spread it out over time. All right, next we got a recommendation to prepare. We recommend that you prepare the newsletter on the marketing day each month. That's going to be the first Wednesday of each month as we move forward. That's going to become our marketing day, where we talk about what's going on. We'll talk about it in our Tuesday meeting, and then Wednesday, you go ahead and knock out your marketing. And within a couple hours, you'll have your marketing done for the entire month, the newsletter and everything else that needs to be done. All right, this is incredibly important. This is your master RAMS newsletter template. And what we're going to do, as you'll see in a minute, we're just going to basically copy and paste this information into an email to create a template. I'll show you what I mean in just a few. But you need this information. You're just going to copy and paste this info, and then we'll modify and update it for you. All right, that'll come in handy in just a minute. Let's go to the next part. All right, that's copy the RAMS newsletter template into the Lofty template. Let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into settings, template, email template, and then template. That's a whole series there. Here is the direct link. You can click on this and go there right away. But let's just go ahead and go into Lofty. This is how you would log in. And I'm going to have to go back and forth and look. There's so much. Let's see. We go settings and then templates. Let's do that first. So we go settings, and then we go down to templates. Okay, and then it says, let's see, settings, templates, email, and email templates. And then we go email and email templates. Oh, it was already on email templates, which is nice. And then the word templates. So email templates, and then down here is templates. Boom. So this is where we want it to end up to get started. You can see I've already created some samples, so we'll create a brand new one. All right, so let's keep moving. We're going to click the Add Template button, the plus button, to get started with a template. So we go over here, Add Template, we click on there, and look at that, a nice email format pops open for us to start building out. And then we're going to go ahead and just start going down the list, right? We got to put a name and a subject and a folder and the text or the body copy, depending on how you want to call it. So let's just do that. So name, we're going to call this the master newsletter template. Okay, so we're going to call this name master newsletter template. What we're going to do is we're going to create a master template, and then we're not going to send the master template each month. We're going to create a new version each month to send out, but the master template will speed us there and get us there really quick. All right, and then so let's keep going. Subject, we're going to enter the title and the template above, these directions for the subject line. So let's go ahead and go up there and find that. So what it's telling us is, hey, here was the master RAMS newsletter template. We got a subject line, and here it is. It says, hey, see inside our most expensive house for sale in your area. We'll copy that, and then we'll paste it in. Boom. Okay. And then let's see what it says to do next. Boom. That was subject. And then folder. Let's see, you can go without folders. You can organize this later. All right, well, so what is that? Oh, this is the folders, like if you're going to put it somewhere special and start organizing this, which ain't a bad idea, by the way. We'll see how that develops. I'm imagining that you probably will want to create a folder called newsletter, but let's see how it goes for now, just so we can find it and make this simple. All right, so what else do we got? Next, we've got the body. And what is it going to tell us to do? Hey, copy the entire master RAMS newsletter template above these directions and paste it into the body of your Lofty email template. All right, so this is where we make the big copy. We're going to go to subject line, and we go to email body, and we're going to start right under there. And notice I did it right under the email body, so where it says your area. So we'll go ahead and copy that. And we just go ahead and scroll down and get all the information in there. And then once we highlight it, we're going to right click and copy. And then we're going to go into our the body of our email. We're going to left click in, then right click. And then we're going to, where'd paste go? Let's try that again. Oh, there it is. Paste in plain text. I like to paste in plain text so I get rid of any formatting differences, any font differences, etc. We're just putting this in as raw text, so that will be just fine. And that's what we do. We look at the top, we got it, all the way to the bottom. Cool. So we're looking good there. Let's continue to follow the directions. And let's see, that was the body. And next, we're going to update all the items in the brackets that will remain constant for all future emails. These things are such as your area, your agent name, your agent phone, your agent email. And I'm going to go ahead and point out the next one just as a contrast. We're not going to change items in brackets that will be unique to each edition, such as the month, year, inserting a listing, a family photo, a last name, etc. So we're going to just basically update the template so it can be used all throughout time. And so we're going to just update the brackets that would remain constant. So let's now start going through and see what that means. So for instance, your area, in my case, it would be Metro Denver. And now I've got the title here. I got Metro Denver Real Estate News. All right. By the way, I should have gone all the way up here in the subject. And I could have highlighted that. It says, hey, see inside the most expensive house for sale in Metro Denver. By the way, I could have done my city of Lakewood, depending on where I'm marketing and where my people are receiving this. But I'm in a big metroplex, and I'm going out to people all over the place. And so I want to call it Metro Denver in my case. All right. Do what you think would make sense if you're going to do an area that's all inclusive. And again, I'll give you other ideas for a name of the newsletter, but this is a great place to start. All right, next we got month and year of the edition. Well, that's going to change each time, so we leave that alone. Then we've got the agent photo. Okay, to insert the agent photo, highlight that area, then go up here and click Insert Images, and you're going to go inside and see some defaults here. This is system templates. These are all kinds of different things that you could import into your email that Lofty's already created, which is cool. And then over on the right, you can see My Templates. You should always check these areas out first to see if you have what you want. So you got these defaulted items, and I don't see it yet. And then we've got images uploaded via email. So we've used Happy's photo before, and it looks like mine. But I tried that earlier, and it was too small, so I'm going to probably pull in a full one. And then if you've uploaded anything by text, it would be here, which I haven't, so that makes sense. And then RAMS samples is just another folder I created. So that makes sense. Let's go ahead then and go back to default. Let's go ahead and do this. Up here at the top, we can go ahead and pull in images to use right now. So I'm going to go find my, on my computer, I'm going to go ahead and find my headshot. Okay, so I found what I was looking for, and I clicked go, and it sure did put in my headshot, but boy, it's way too big. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to make it 25% as big, and boy, look at that, it's just right. All right, so you may have to resize it to fit properly. And again, right now, we're basically getting all the information in there first. So then we'll go ahead, and I'll take out that space, and I'm now going to put in the agent name, so I'll put in my name. Next, we got EPIQUE Realty. I'm going to put in the agent phone number. Okay, and then I'm going to put in the agent email address. And then I'm going to put in the agent website. Now, by the way, to get the agent website, let me show you this. I'd want to go up here and create a new tab. And so I'm going to, I've already started this and I don't want to lose it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click save and then come back and finish my work. I want to go get this agent website, the actual website. So I'm going to click save. And when I did that, you'll notice it's now here in Master Newsletter Template. And I can click an action and go back in and start editing it. And it's right there. Okay, so what I want to do here though is I want to show you that we can pick up pieces of information that we need. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the top here, and where it has the EPIQUE logo, I'm going to right click and I'm going to open up a new tab of Lofty. And that way, I don't know if you can see it, but I've got two tabs of Lofty open at the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to now search for website. Okay, so here's my specific website. I can click this and it would open the website, which is a good idea. I also have these options over here, and the one that has like dual paper is a copy button. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It copied this URL, and I'm going to confirm that by opening up a new tab and dropping it in and just making sure, yep, sure looks like my URL. And there it goes, went right into my website. Yep, that's me. Okay, so I'm going to go back to where we were in the master newsletter template. I'm going to go ahead and go to actions on the right, and I'm going to click edit to open it up. And I'm going to go back down to where we were, which was agent website. And let's go ahead and highlight that now, and then right click and paste as text. And now it's in there. Okay, now it's going to say, hey, create a horizontal line. All right, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and highlight that space. We go up here on our action line, and in the icons right here next to the paperclip is some lines, and it says horizontal line. Go ahead and click on that. And you'll notice a horizontal line was entered. We have some extra spaces that we're going to go back and take out later, but let's just get all the information in first. Next, it says, hey, hi, merge code, lead, first name. So I'm going to highlight that whole section. And I'm going to go, oops, let me get a whole thing highlighted from bracket to bracket. Oops, I'll work on my skills here. There it goes. All right, we got bracket to bracket. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to look for a merge code. And what they call that is variable over here, call it variable item. So we'll go ahead and open up that downward button to look at the options. And we've got lead variables and then agent variables. And we want lead variables here because we want the lead's first name. And then I find it, and here it is, lead first name. I'll go ahead and just click on it and watch what happens on the left when I click on it on the right. Here we go. Notice it fed that in, hashtag to start, hashtag to end, lead, underline, first, underline, name. And so that will auto-populate the lead's first name in. And remember, they call contact a lead. So there you go. Pretty neat. And then we're going to read our little sentence here, make sure that we're happy with the paragraph. You can make changes to this if you want. Remember, it's got to be consistent for all future newsletters. So make sure that it's nice and clean and generic enough that it can be used in evergreen format. If it is, you're in good shape. And then down here, we can put in, you got two options under agent name. You can type in your name here, which is hard coding it in, and that's absolutely fine. You could also go over to variables, and under agent variables, you could click in agent name, and it'll put in your name in hashtags. And the reason that you may consider doing that is if for any reason in your marketing you decide to change your name later. I know that sounds weird, but only you can make that decision. Let's say I've been advertising as Michael, and now I want to advertise as Mike, or I want to use a middle name, or I want to use my initials. I just would only have to change it in one place in the system and auto-populate throughout the whole Lofty universe that had these hashtags. So that's why you might consider doing it this way. All right, next we got another horizontal line. So go ahead and highlight that. We'll go up to our horizontal line icon and click on it, and it adds a nice line. All right, then it says, hey, see inside our most expensive house for sale in, and then we type in our area again. Remember, that was the teaser up in the subject, and now we're going to actually provide it. Okay, next we've got the insert listing, and this is really cool and slick, but we're not going to do it yet. Insert listing is for each individual newsletter. We're going to insert the newest listings in those areas. So we're going to go ahead and just leave the brackets alone in our master template, and then we'll come back to that, okay? All right, so let's keep going. What else do we have? We have insert a line, a horizontal line. So we're going to go ahead and click on that and click this horizontal line. It adds that in. Then we got fast facts and the fast housing facts. That's going to be unique to each newsletter as well. So the month and the year that we put it together, but this format is fine. And then we'll go ahead and enter the information to make sure it's balanced. But those blanks would be entered each time with unique information. So we'll go down the horizontal line and we'll click that. All right, cool. And then what else do we got here? I'm kind of skipping around. Okay, so we got what is my home's worth? We're going to click here for an instant estimate, and then says, hey, we're going to put in a hyperlink to your website. All right, so we're going to hyperlink that into your website. So let me show you what we're going to do. We're going to go up to our tabs. Remember, we opened our website, and that's right here. And if you didn't do that yet, just right here when you're inside of Lofty and you see your website link, go ahead and just click on it, and it's going to open up your website in a new tab. Okay, and once that's here, we got two things that we want to use. And by the way, they're right here too. Search for homes and get your home's value. Either one of those is going to work great. In fact, why don't we try that? I've been going up here to the top, by the way, buyers search and sellers search. Those definitely work. Let's try it down here. So which one are we doing first? We're doing what is my home worth? So this is for sellers. And so get your home's value. We're going to go and click on that. And it's going to bring us to the free CMA, the free valuation or estimate of their home. And they can start entering their address, etc. This is where we want to send them when they click the link. So we're going to go up into the URL, we're going to highlight it, and then we're going to right click and copy it. So again, what you do is you just click once in your URL, right click and copy. And it says at the end, evaluation. That's how I'll remember it. And then we go ahead and go back into our template. We're going to highlight this text. Click here for an instant estimate. And when we highlight that, then we're going to go up and we want to link it. So this icon here, it's called link. We'll click on that. It says, hey, what URL do you want it to go to? We're going to go into that box with a left click, and then a right click, we're going to paste as plain text. And now it says, hey, the HTTPS, and then your website URL, and most importantly, it ends in evaluation. That will send them to that cool page where they can type in their address. And then this was the text that's going to be highlighted, and we click insert. And now that's hyperlinked in. And then I'm going to remove this information in the brackets because we've already entered it, and it's ready to go. Cool. And then we'll go ahead and add another horizontal line here. Now, I know we got a spacing issue. Again, we're going to come back to that. I just want to get all the information in first before we try to make it pretty. So next, we got search all the homes in the MLS for free. Click here. So we're going to do another hyperlink in there, and this is for a buyer. So let's go back up to our tabs and go back to our website and either click buyer at the top, which will get us there, or I'm going to just backspace and go to my front page where it said, hey, search for homes. So again, I can click either search for homes or click buyers. Either way, I'm going to get to a search page. And here's a nice search page. It already has some properties listed out from the MLS. And they can just start searching in this box. They can put in all kinds of different data points that they want to search under. There's massive amounts of information they can do a search for. And then once they do that, they can also save that search and you get notified. So that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get this URL, and we'll go ahead and click in the URL up at the top. I left clicked in it, and then I right click to make a copy of it, and at the end of it, it says listings. That's how I remember it's the right one. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to go back here where it says click here. And again, I'm going to highlight what I want them to click on to hyperlink it. I'm going to go up above and find the link icon and click on it. And then in the box where it says, hey, to what URL should this link go? We're going to left click in the box and then right click so I can paste as plain text. And there it is, the URL with the word listing at the end. So that's correct. Often when I do this, I want to make sure I didn't add an extra space. So I'll go back to the beginning with my arrow keys and just make sure there was no extra spaces. If there were, I would delete it. The extra spaces before the H, or even after, in this case, the G at the end. I just want it to be nice and clean. All right, once that's true, I'm going to click the word insert. And now that's hyperlinked, and I'll remove the reminder text to hyperlink it. And that's good. And now I'm going to go to this, whoops, went a little too far. Now I'm going to go to this horizontal line and in the brackets, and I want to add a horizontal line, which is right here. And there it goes. All right, cool. Boy, we're making a lot of progress here. Next, we listed another home for sale and insert listing. Well, that insert listing is going to be unique to each newsletter, so we'll leave that alone. And then horizontal line is going to be constant on all of them. So we click that and enter it. And boom, now we got the next thing, another property sold. Cool, insert listing, and then a horizontal line. The horizontal line is breaking up the sections. That's why we're doing this. And we put in the horizontal line. And then, hey, I helped another family buy a home, and then a family photo. Well, that's going to be unique to each newsletter. So we'll leave that alone. And then same here with the last name of the family. That'll be unique to each photo in each newsletter. So we'll leave it alone. And then we just go ahead and add another horizontal line to create a new section. Boy, we're making a lot of progress here. Thinking about moving, want to buy or sell real estate, call me, let's chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and add an agent photo. We'll highlight it. We go up here to add photos. We click insert an image. We're going to go over to my templates. We're going to go to images uploaded via email, and we're going to find what we've already uploaded. We'll click choose, and we'll click insert. And what it's doing is something I'm not excited about. It's created a image that's way too small for the space. And I'm not sure why it's doing that. And until we figure out why, I'm going to show you a workaround. Okay. And we'll just, again, I'm just a practical person. So I'm going to show you a workaround, and that is this. See how it's highlighted? That whole space, all this white space, and then the photo in the middle. Hopefully yours doesn't do this, but if it does, then here's a solution. Highlight it, so click on it, okay? And then when this edit image thing comes up, click delete, and we're going to start over. So this is where we want to install the photo. In fact, let me just do that. Photo. It's agent photo. I just want to remind myself where it's going to go. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the photograph that already went in properly. And I'm going to click on it, left click. And then I'm going to, in that box that's been clicked, I'm going to right click and I'm going to copy. And now I'm going to scroll down back to that space. And almost there. Here we go. Agent photo. I'm going to highlight it. Then I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste. And that seems to work for some reason. Now it's too big, and that's an easy solution. I just click on it, and then instead of 100%, I'm going to go down to 25%. And now it's a nice thumbnail, and it fits in there real well. All right, so that's my workaround solution for that issue. Let's see what else we got. So we've got agent name, and I mentioned to you we got two options. Whatever you did above, that's what you should do here. If you're going to hard copy it in, go ahead and type your name in. If not, go to variables, and under agent variables, type in agent name. Okay. And then we've got EPIQUE Realty, our company, and then agent phone number. Same thing. You could hard copy them right now, which I'm actually going to do, or you could do variable. And you could do the phone, agent phone, right? I'm actually going to hard copy mine in just because I want this phone number to be out there in the world, in the wild, okay? And in fact, I think I did that up here. Oh, no, okay, I did the actual one. So I just made a number up. And I made an email address up. Go back down here. And we can put that in there. Again, this is now I'm hard copying it. You could also use the variable if you think that it's going to change over time for some reason. And then I'm going to go ahead and do this why I have it here. I'll just go ahead and copy the URL again. You may be saying, Mike, why are we putting in your contact information twice? Because I want them to contact us. Yeah, it's the beginning and it's at the end. Yeah, that's the whole purpose of this thing. Yes. All right. Then we got horizontal line. We'll go ahead and install that. And then stats are from the MLS. We got a little bit of disclosure here. Property shown may not be listed by me, may be listed by me or another agent or another brokerage. This is not intended to solicit the currently listed property. Also, if there are any disclosures required by your state or area, be sure to add them in here. You can ask your state broker if there's something unique to your area that has to go out. And then we got this EPIQUE logo. So we'll go ahead and highlight that. And for installing it, we're going to go ahead and click on Insert Image. And then I'm going to go from System Templates over to My Templates. I'm going to go from Default over to Images uploaded via email. And I may have the same problem here. Let's find out. So let's go ahead and click Choose. And we click Insert. Yeah, and it's inserting it way too big. So I don't know. I'll have to try to find an answer for that. But currently, I don't have one. All I know is I don't like the way that's working out. It's showing way too big, right? It's got way too much white space around it. And I don't see an easy answer for that. I mean, I can make it 25%, but it's still got too much space above and below it. So I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to go into my computer and find where I have the EPIQUE logo. You should have already downloaded the EPIQUE logo. You can do that inside of the epic.cloud. If you go to epic.cloud, you can find the logos to download. So I recommend you do that. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to go ahead and find mine. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to go into my computer and pull it down. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it. It's now installed, and I'm going to make it smaller. So I make it 25%, and there it goes. Nice little thumbnail, and that's good. And then the EPIQUE address for your state. Go ahead. That's going to be the constant the whole time. So go ahead and get that from your state broker and import it and install it here. All right, and there's mine. All right, now what I'm going to do is I don't like all the extra space, so I'm going to remove all the extra space between all these items. And I'm kind of starting from the bottom, but you could start from the bottom or the top. I just want to consolidate all this to make it a nice, clean look. And so I'm just taking out all extra spaces. Looks like we lost a break here. Would be a break right there. Oh, maybe that's what happened. All right, so let's do that. And there it is. Okay, and so there we go. We just remove all the extra spaces, and boom. Had to install that. Sometimes, as you just saw, I deleted it and I had to reinstall it. That's okay. And it might happen again right here. In fact, maybe I'll do it that way. Oh, okay, that's the best way to do it, is delete it from the line above to get rid of that space rather than the line that's right above the hyperline. If I do it from up here, it'll reduce the area. Oh, it just got rid of it again. So I'm going to just delete it until I have just the one space between the lines and then add my break line back in. For some reason, that's the way the system works. See how I'm just practical? If there's anything that's kind of weird, I just work through it and I just want to get the result I want. Okay, and so I'm reducing all these lines. And there should be a line in here. Okay, there's a line between each and every section. That's how I know there's a line there. There's a line between these two, although you could do it without the line, but I like the separation. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and reduce it. And it got rid of that one again, so we'll put it back in. How funny. I don't remember doing that the first time I did it, but here it is. And we just, like I said, we just work with it. Interesting, and even below it would do it. So I just have it looks like it just likes one space between things, and then you add it, and then you take out the bottom space. But that's what I'm doing. I'm just cleaning it up. I want this template to be nice and pretty. Let's see, we still another home, another family by home. So there's definitely a line between these two. Okay, because that's two different sections. Family photo. All right, there's no line there. And there's no line there. There's a line here. But then as soon as I go below it, it's going to get rid of it. Oh, okay. That was weird. I did like an extra space down and then it didn't do it. All right, you'll play around. You'll figure that out. Just you got the idea of what it should look like, yes, and you'll be able to use this as a template as well. So here we go. We got the photos, agent name, email, all the contact info. And I know there's supposed to be a line there. There we go. Okay, stats are not intended, EPIQUE Realty logo and the name, and that's it. We're good. All right, cool. So now I'm just going to go through it again, double check. Boy, we are in great shape. We've got all of our information. All the information that needs to be copied is in and updated. And then the other stuff that doesn't is not. So for instance, insert listing, that'll be unique to each property or each newsletter. The month, the stats are unique to each newsletter, but these links are permanent each time. So that's why they're there. Makes sense? Oh, this is going to be great. This is going to look really good. All right, cool. So we have everything in. Just did a second review. Let's go back to our guide and see what it says. All right, so we got the body. We just entered it. We updated all the items in the brackets. We did not update the ones that were not going to be that are going to be unique each time. just the ones that are going to be constant or permanent. And then we also added the merge code for the lead's first name at the very beginning. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure we did. So right there, yep, that was the merge code. All right. And then, hey, we proofed the entire template several times, which we did, and then we're going to click save. So sweet, we are now to the save. We'll click the save button. And now our master newsletter template is inside the system and ready to rock and roll. Pretty cool. All right, let's see what's next. Next, we're going to prepare the newest edition of the newsletter. And this is going to be neat. So now we're going to create an actual edition. So we're going to go into the list of email templates. All right, so here's our list of the templates. Boom, right there. And we're going to copy that master newsletter template by clicking the wheel symbol under the action column and clicking the word copy. So over here, we're going to go into the action area, right to the right of the master and this little wheel. We click it open. And one of the options here at the bottom is copy. So we'll click copy. And sure enough, it just created a new copy for us right there. It's added it with the word copy at the end. All right, it says, hey, find the new copy in the template list and then click edit under the action items. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll click edit here. And now, yep, we brought up the right one because it has the word copy at the end. Do not change your master template. You'll be a little frustrated, right? All right, so that's looking good. And what do we got next? We're going to start going through and renaming stuff. So rename the template to newsletter and year month. Here's what we mean. This is the internal name. So it's the newsletter. And let's say we're filling this out for July. Well, we've already did July. Let's do August. August of 2024. Okay, that's what we mean. We're going to update it for the newest newsletter. And this says actually to do the year month. And I think the reason is because then when you get a whole bunch of them in there, it'll be easier to find by year. Like you get 6 years in there, you can just sort through each year to find what you're looking for faster. All right, so that's going to be August of 2024. And next we've got subject line is looking good. Let's see what else it says. It says, oh, click save. It says, hey, as soon as you change that, then you want to click save because we wanted to get it in here as a nice clean item before we move on. And there it is. Now that is a updated newsletter template, a copy of the newsletter template that we can now update before we send it out. So we're going to go into action and go back into edit now. And I'm sure that's what the next item was. So verify the name change and then reopen the template. So the name change did occur and we did reopen it. And then open up the items in the update the items in the brackets that will be unique to this edition, such as the month and year. And then we're going to insert the listings. We're going to insert a family photo and we're going to insert last name, etc. All right, let's go through now and we'll do the final updates. And this will be what you do each month, which will go pretty quick because you got all the majors done. So for instance, I think we said this was August 24. So this is August of 2024. That's the edition this is. Okay, so there's my agent name and there's the company name and the contact information. It's all looking good. There's the hashtag for the lead name. The welcome text, and then it's going to do a hashtag. When it sends out, it'll add in my name. If I don't feel comfortable with that, I can always just hard code it right now. But again, this way it'll go into my profile each time and see if I've changed the profile for my name. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it alone. I'll send myself a copy. By the way, you should always send yourself a copy of your marketing, and you can double check when it gets to you. All right, see inside our most expensive house for sale in Metro Denver. All right, now we're going to put that in. So we're going to highlight this insert listing, and this is going to be pretty snazzy. We're going to go over here into the icons in the upper right. We're going to click on that little house where it says insert listing, and we can now search our MLS for the address or the MLS number to find the listing that we want to insert here. And a little trick that we can do with this is, remember we opened up an extra Lofty in an extra tab. And what we're going to do here is from here, we're going to click this one called Listings. And inside Listings, it gives all kinds of information. I don't know where you'll start, but I'm probably going to start right here with My Listings. And I don't have any, as you can see. However, if I go down to the next line on the left here from My to Office, and I click the Office listing, the Office has some listings, which is cool. I can probably get permission from them pretty easily to check out what's going on. I can scan through the listings, find an area I like, or do any kind of reduction. I think when I started, it was in this thing called Default when I first looked in here. And so what I'm looking for is the most expensive house. And there it is, but it's not the top, and I don't know for sure if there's a lot of them here. I'm going to click Default and go high to low. So I was going to promote the most expensive house in my area. You could also do the cheapest house. So the most expensive is 3.6 million. You could also look for the lowest. That would be a $70,000. I don't know what that is. It might be a mobile home or something, but it's a $70,000 something. Yeah, here's the second one is a mobile home. But I'm going to go back to the highest. And let's go, so high to low. I've got this property. I've got an address right here. Let's try that first. Let's do a copy. And we're going to go in here and we're going to paste in the address. And then I have to hit the search button. And when I do, it does pop up that property, which is pretty cool. My question is, hey, could I also do it by the MLS number? So I'm going to go back in to here and see if I can find the MLS number. And what I'm going to do is down here at the bottoms, there's options. And if I go to the three dots and I hover over it, I'm able to get this MLS info, and I click on it. And sure enough, it gives me all kinds of MLS data, including the MLS number. So I'm going to copy the MLS number, and then I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to delete this out and start over to see if I can do it by MLS number. So now I'm insert listing still. Go here, and let's do the MLS number, and then you got to click the search. Yep, there it is. Cool. So we pulled up the property, and then we'll hit this blue plus circle, and it's going to then bring it over to the right, say, hey, this is what we're going to insert. So you betcha. If I don't like it, I can delete it. But if it looks good, I'm ready to go. I'll go down here and I'll click insert. And there it is. Wow, what a nice looking property too. All right, cool. So look how neat that is. And I've got an extra space I'm going to take out. Again, I like to reduce the extra spaces, but I've got a beautiful picture of the property with the Table Mountain in the back. That's really nice. And then the address and the price and some stats. And if somebody wants to learn more, they can learn more. Pretty cool. All right, and it looks like, do this without losing my line. All right, good. So I took out a space that was between the insert and the horizontal line. All right, so then we've got this next section. It's fast facts, housing stats. And this, again, is for August 2024. And I might just do that abbreviated so that I don't have a spacing issue. But it looks like I'm going to have to do some spacing once I get the numbers in. So I'd go into my MLS and I pull all this data down, typically in a report. For speed, I'm going to go ahead and just make the numbers up, but just know that you actually want to get the stats out of your MLS and document that so you know what you sent out to people. So let's say the number is, let's see, average price this month, $794,054. Okay, I don't know what it is, but the more exact, get the actual number. And if it's an exact number, that's going to look more realistic because it is. And that's what people want to know. So let's say last year it was 672,540. 14. I just found that. And then a lot of times your report will have the next one. If not, you can do the math for the difference, the percentage change, increase or reduction. In this case, it was an increase, so it's plus, and it went up by, I'm not going to do the actual math. I'm just going to speed through here. So let's say it was 5.2%. Okay. All right, that's what we're going to do there, and we'll make it look pretty in just a minute. Let me get the data in. So days on the MLS, let's say this month we're at 42, and last year days on the MLS before it went under contract was 38. All right, so that's slower. So minus by, let's say, I don't know what the actual number is. Let's say it's 9.3%. Again, I just made the number up. You're going to get the actual number. And then the sold to list price ratio, let's say that right now it's 99.1. And last year it was 99.7. And so it's gotten worse by 0.6. I'll say 0.6. Okay, and now I just want to balance this out to make sure it looks good. Actually, looks like I have enough space. I'm going to go ahead and make this, push this over here. Whoops, hit the wrong button. Let's try that again. All right. So I'm just going to use my space bar to go ahead and get these columns right. It doesn't work with the tab. I've tried that. That would be nice, like you can do in your Word document. But I'm just going to go ahead and line these up best I can, and it should come out pretty good in the final draft. So there we go, 1 year ago. Notice I'm doing the columns. It was slightly off, but it doesn't look bad. And then we got the change, and that one looks great. And we'll move this one over. All right. So there we go. We got the percentage changes. We got the 1 year ago, this month, the year of the month and year of the report. We got average price days on the MLS and sold the list price ratio. Again, just pull that right out of the MLS. I'm telling you, there's going to be a report, and you may want to put that down in your disclosures. By the way, where you got the stats from. Not a bad idea. You know, the period of time. Like I got this right out of my blankety blank MLS for these dates, X to X. Okay. Next, I got, what's my homework? That was already in there. Search for all the homes in the MLS already in there. Now we're going to go to, hey, we just listed another amazing home for sale. Oh, all right. So let's see if you have a listing, you put this in here. If you don't have a listing, you can go, again, get one from your broker and get permission from the listing agent. You could even get one from the MLS. From another agent as long as they give you permission. And if you don't have any permission and you don't have anything to put in here, you can just delete this section. You don't have to put it in, but it's there. In fact, let's say you had 2 listings. You could multiply this section and have 2 or 3 listings in there. All right, let's just show you how you would do one. And I showed you before what I did was I just went up and found the listings for my company. I'll just scan through here and find a nice one. This is a nice street appeal. So again, I'd call up Diane or email her and say, hey, do you mind if I go ahead and promote your amazing listing here? And I'm sure I would get a yes. If not, I got Crystal Thompson. I know she will. She's the managing broker for our area. I'm sure she would let us borrow hers. So let's go ahead and do that. Again, I can copy the address to get there, or I can go get the MLS number. I always tend to like to get the MLS numbers because they're pretty specific and easier to put in. But I'm going to go ahead and do that here. So we highlighted it. This is another listing. And there we go. And we got the MLS number. And boom, there it is. Looks good. We do the plus and we insert. That looks great. Looks like, do we have a space? No, there's no space between it. So that worked good. Me and my little spaces here. I like to, there's a space there. So what I did is I went 1 space below. I'm not going to delete here because I know it'll kill the whole thing. But if I go over to the right side, I don't know if you can see that blinking line. And I do a little delete, boom, it's going to wipe out that line below. And it did. There it is. All right. So then we sold another listing. We do the same thing. Notice how fast that was to put in a listing. It looks great. Love it. All right. So now we're going to do another insert listing. To make this work right, you would go into your MLS and pull up the MLS number for a home that was sold by you or your company. Again, get permission if it's not you as the listing agent. But once you do, the key is to get the address and or the MLS number. And for speed, I'm going to go ahead and just pull one of these out of here. Let's say we just sold this property here on Whitetail. We'll go ahead and get the MLS. Or let's say Amanda did. Right there, she's a listing agent. We got her permission. And we go in here, we find the MLS number. Okay, and we copy that. And we go over here and we say, hey, we sold this listing. And we get the picture for the insert. And we go ahead and paste in that MLS number, do a search. We find it, looks good. We add it. And we do an insert. And boom, it's right in there in our MLS. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I'm going to do my little take a space out. And now we got my line, and boom, I'm into the next section. We're almost done here. Just helped another family buy a home, and this is the Smith family, Johnson family, whatever the last name was. Just try to use some common names here for our examples. Anyway, we've got a family photo. We highlight it. And then, as you know, we're going to go find that photo. So we'll click on the photos. I do have them in my templates under images loaded. That's right here. Although you noticed I've been having problems. So let's see if I can choose them and add them in and it would be reasonable. Now I've made all that white space. I don't know why it's doing that, but for some reason it is. So we'll highlight it and we'll delete it. Or if you all figure out an answer, please let me know. So I'll go ahead and delete. I don't like that one. So I'm going to go instead, and I'm going to download it from my computer. And so I'll go find it. Okay, so I just found a photo. It's actually a royalty-free photo, but I found a photo of a real estate agent with a couple. And obviously this would be you, the real estate agent with the couple. I'll go ahead and click on it and we'll make it a little bit smaller. Oh, we made it too small. So we're going to click on it and make it a little bigger. So I can do it either at 50% there, or I could leave it back out at 100 and it'll fill the space, which again, if you think about it on a cell phone, it'll look pretty good. Take out a space here. Space was gone there. And so now I've got the photo of the family. And let's see, thinking about moving, want to sell. My name's going to be auto-filled in there, or I could hard copy it. That's it. Once I get this done, here's what I like to do. Once I get it done, I actually like to save it. I like to save it throughout because I'm paranoid that the computer will crash or something and I'll lose all my work. So I've saved it. Now let's go back in and do a quick proof on it. We're going to read down through it and make sure it looks good. And yeah, it's looking good to start here. I'm just using my down arrows to go through because it'll go a little quicker and easier. That fast facts are looking good. Okay, looking nice, looking nice. All right, cool. I'm going to make one little recommendation here. It says stats are from the MLS. And then I recommend you actually add here for month of July 2024, right? And now they know the MLS. And in fact, for me, RE Colorado is the name of our MLS. So I might do it that way. They're from the RE Colorado MLS for the month of July 2024. And now I believe that I have a better compliance with what is needed there. Just again, make sure that you're complying with your state rules, your MLS rules, your broker can help you with this to make sure that you are in compliance with whatever the latest laws and rules are. I'm helping you with marketing, but I'm pretty sure you're going to need that type of disclosure there, as well as this one. This is not intended to solicit the currently listed property. All right, and also this one, that the property show may be listed by me, another agent, or another brokerage, and you may have to be very specific, right? You could write down here, listing number 1 above was listed by so-and-so, and listing number 2 was listed by so-and-so, and listing number 3 was listed by so-and-so. Remember, who owns listings in most markets that I'm aware of? It's the brokerage, not the agent. So be sure to get permission from the agent slash brokerage. That's why I recommend you go inside your own brokerage. All right, so now that that's done, we'll go ahead and click save. And boy, that's looking good. Let me see how we did on our notes. So remove any sections that you don't want, like we talked about. If you had any just listed, just sold, just bought, you don't have anything you want to put in there, you can just remove the section. Or duplicate any sections if you have multiple entries, like maybe you had 2 listings or 3 listings. That'd be pretty exciting. All right, and then next we've got proof this addition, which we just did, and then we click save, which we did. All right, cool. So now we're getting down to it. Next is we're going to send the newsletter. All right, so let me just double check. It looks like it's saved. It's the newsletter for this date. All right, cool. Now we're going to go into follow these directions. We're going to go to people. So first thing we'll do is go up here and click people. All right, and then we're going to filter for our PCSOI and find the group of people that we want to send this out to. So what we'll do is we'll go over here to, we're in people. This is all of my leads, all 12. We're going to go to the far right, and there's a button that looks like a funnel, and it's called the filter. We'll click on it. And in this search filter, we're going to type in the word tag, and we'll click tags. And it brings us right down there. It says include one of, and if you've been following our advice, you have a thing called in here PCSOI. And there it is, and we click on it. Notice when we do, that reduces our pool to 6, because we have 6 PCSOI in this database. And now we're good. Now I have a mailing list, an email list in this case, to send out to. So I'll go ahead and clear that. I go over here and I say, all right, I just maybe to scan through this real quick and make sure it looks correct. I may want to make sure that I am on this list. You might want to add yourself as a PCSOI. So when you do these mail outs and send outs, email outs and physical mail outs and other reach outs, you are getting the same information to confirm it's all good. All right, once you do that, go over here you can check one at a time. Okay, that's an option, but if you have a lot of them, what you're going to do is you're going to click this down arrow, and it says, hey, click the currently selected page or all the leads. Like if you have 16 pages of it, it may say, hey, all 100 leads. Whatever the answer is, you go ahead and do that. I'd select the all to make sure it didn't go to another page. See at the bottom, it says this is just one page because I don't have that many people here. But if you were rolling over to multiple pages, you wouldn't want to just select the page. You want to get all of them. So probably best practice is to select all. All right, and then so you select all, and it says, hey, 6 are selected. I'm thinking, yep, that looks good. All right, so we do that, and then it says, hey, select mail recipients by clicking, we just did that, by clicking the checkbox next to each name, or select all. Next, review your selected names. Yeah, that's a good idea, just again, to scan up and down and make sure there's nothing weird going on, like you accidentally are sending this out to the wrong list. That's what's nice about this pipeline being here. Give us kind of a hint. And then we're going to go to the next one. We're going to click mass email button, and that's right up here. It's right next to selected mass email. So if I click on it, see what it says. Please note that only 5 out of 6 leads you selected have a valid email address and will receive the email. Wow, that's nice. That's actually pretty handy. And so you might want to verify your emails if you get that kind of message. I'm going to go ahead and do this anyway. So we click mass email. And what it did is it brings together all the information. So it says who it's from. It's from me going through EPIQUE, because epic.net, because I did not want to import my own email into the system. I'm going to send out these bulk emails from their email system so it doesn't diminish the power of my email to get through. That's just my personal choice. And then it says, hey, what do you send to? And it just starts to give you an idea of, hey, this one, and budget for more. So cool. Now I can also click this button here for CC all family members to send a carbon copy to all the other family members. So you've noticed in some of our records, we have a husband and a wife, or a wife and a husband, or you could even have a wife and a son, or whatever. You've got multiple family members with contact information. And if you click on that, it'll go out to all of them. And if it's not clicked, it'll only go to the primary. Your choice. Let me tell you this, the first time you bring it up, it didn't happen to me this time, but it has actually happened more than once. So the first time you try to mass email, Lofty will request that you connect your email account. You can go ahead and do that, or you can close the window and just start over, and Lofty will go directly into sending it from Lofty, which is my preference and choice. The reason I do that is I don't want my own personal email to no longer get through because it's been labeled as spam. And coming from Lofty is just a higher probability that it would get through for a longer term, in my opinion. So that's why I do it directly out of their account. You can make your own choice there. Next, you're going to click on the template button in the mass email box. So what you'll notice is this is just my email signature at this point. There's no subject line. There's nothing here yet. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to templates, and I'm going to hit this down arrow. And it says, oh, okay, well, which template do you want to use? And it has different folders, like if you had set up a folder, okay? But I have without folders. And this one was called Newsletter 2024 August. That's what we just created. So I'll click on that. And look at that, auto-filled the whole thing in. Look at that. Wow, looking nice. Very snazzy. And if there's anything in here you're not happy with, you can make a final adjustment. Like, let's say it said 2124, and I'm like, wait, it's 2024. I can make an adjustment there. All right, notice everything looks correct so far. The hashtags will fill as they go out per email. Okay, and then has my most expensive house. It has the fast facts. It has the links to find out a free home evaluation, as well as search the MLS. It has our just sold property. No, that was the just listed property, a just sold property. It has a helped another family buy a home, and it was a pleasure, and we can help you do the same. And we've got our little plug at the end with our contact info, and then we've got our disclosures, and then it goes into the final. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a break there. I love these little breaks. So I'm going to go ahead and do that just to make it clean. Whoops. Let's try that again. And there we go. And boom. There we go. And so now I've got it nice and cleaned up, including my email signatures. And so now I just double check it again. Looking really good. Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, I'm not going to send it yet, though. I'm not going to send it yet. All right, so let's keep going. So what did we do? We filed the latest edition of the newsletter and the autofill. We just did that. Reviewed the email multiple times, update as needed. We just did that. If you want to send an email newsletter to all family members, oh yeah, it's going to tell us about that, right? We can click that checkbox that says CC. So again, if you want it to go out to everyone that has an email inside of this group, then we'll go ahead and click that or not. Your choice, your call. Whatever you'd like to do. And then down here, we're going to go ahead and schedule your mass email to go out on a specific day and time each month. I highly recommend you send this out on a consistent schedule. The best practice is to send your newsletter email on the 20th of each month to evenly spread out your emails over the month, since the market report goes out on the 5th. So we're going to do ours on the 20th for this edition. So we're going to click the clock symbol on the right side of the blue send button on the bottom right corner of the email. So what does that mean? If we click send here, it will send it out right now today. And we don't want to do that. We want to schedule it in the future. And so over to the right of it, there is a little clock. Can you see that little clock on the bottom right? There's preview, send, and then the little clock. We want to click the clock. All right, when you click the clock, it says, hey, do you want to send this out tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon? Those are options, and you can click those. But I'm going to go ahead and select a date because I want it to go out on the 20th. So I'm going to select the date. It's in July now. I'm going to schedule this for August 20th. I'm way ahead of schedule, which is awesome. Better that than behind. And I'm going to do 9 a.m. in the morning. That says PM. I'm going to go with 9 a.m. and it's my time, Mountain Time. You can change that if you like. But there it goes. I'm pretty happy with that. I've set it up. I'll just double check. August 20th, 2024, going out at 9 a.m. That's when I want to send it. So I'm going to click confirm. When I do that, it says, hey, are you sure you want to send this email on August 20th of 2024 at 9 a.m.? And I think about it, I say, yeah, I do. So I'm going to click yes. And it just put it into the system. See, it even says it right there, mass email 6 leads down there. At the bottom of the screen. So good. So let's see if I missed anything. We selected the date and the time, recommend sending on the 20th at 9 a.m. We pressed the confirm button. Then we pressed the prompt when it said to reconfirm. The email got scheduled. All right. So that's all good. Now, next. Okay, so what's next? You can review the send options or delete a scheduled mass email. However, you don't have the ability to modify that email at this point, not that I've seen. In order to do that, you can click on the bell icon in the upper right corner of the screen and scroll down until you locate your mass email, and then click it open to review, again, the sending options or delete. So let's do that. So here we go. This is kind of interesting. Down at the bottom, again, I guess for just a temporary amount of time, it actually gives this option as well. It says, hey, we just set up this mass email. I don't know if you can see that at the very bottom. And it says, hey, you could click cancel the task, which means it won't send it out anymore. It just will delete the whole thing. Or you can click this edit button, but you're limited there. All you're really able to do is see what's going on. I'll show you that. Let's go ahead and click it. And it just shows, hey, it's from you. It's to these folks. You're going to go ahead and CC the family members. Here is the subject line, but it does not share the data that was inside. So all you can really do is review it to see what it was and either decide I'm going to keep it or I'm going to delete and start over. Unfortunately, that's when it appears. It doesn't show any option to modify or change what's inside. So I'm going to just X out. It's still sitting there, being scheduled. Now, what you can do, because I assume this is going to disappear after time, the other way to find that is up here in the upper right, and it's the bell icon. And if we click on the bell icon, it says, hey, here's some things that you've done recently, including this action of setting up this mass email for 6 leads. So I'm going to click on that, and it says, hey, here at the top is this mass email that you just created 7 minutes ago. To go out to 6 leads, you can either cancel it or you can edit, although it's really not an edit, it's a review. And so I'm going to go ahead and review it. And if I do, I just basically get to see, again, who it's from, who it's to, if I included the CC and what the subject line was. And that's it. I don't get any other information. I can't modify or change it. I've already tried this. I actually cannot save a change or reschedule. So it's really either keep it or kill it. And at least you can take a look at it. Initially, I didn't even think you could find this. In fact, initially, I didn't even think you could schedule one. And when I asked for help at Lofty, they say you can't even do this. So somehow we have the ability, which is good. But we can't get any more assistance on it at this point. We'll keep up on that, by the way. All right, so let's go ahead. What is the other option? The other option is if you click this cancel task, then it'll say, are you sure you want to cancel? Now I'll just do it. Oh, it just did. It said cancel successfully. Didn't even ask. So there's a warning. If you make sure that you know you want to cancel before you click cancel. I just clicked cancel. I just clicked it. I thought it was going to ask me for a confirmation, and it just deleted it. And so I would have to start all over to get it out again, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but just so you know. So really, you can only keep it or cancel it after you reviewed it. All right, let me give you a couple more creative ideas when you're working through newsletters. First of all, naming of the newsletter, you can name it anything you want. This is your newsletter. The default is to use the area name because, we're talking about real estate. It's a local phenomenon. But here are some other ideas. You can name it after you, your agent last name, like mine is Cerrone. So you could say Cerrone Real Estate News. That'll work. The other thing is you could use your first and last name. So Mike Cerrone Real Estate News. Great. That's unique to me. Next, you could do something different. You could say, hey, how about the area, like I'm in Metro Denver, and then a property type like luxury. So, hey, I got Denver Luxury Real Estate newsletter. All right. By the way, you can also call it news instead of newsletter. It's your newsletter. Call it whatever you want. Another example would be, hey, Vail Ski Real Estate Newsletter, right? Or you could do, we don't have a beach here, so I said Myrtle Beach Waterfront Real Estate Newsletter would be another example, or just Myrtle Beach. Well, that'd be the location. So we got location and property type, right? I could say Denver Condos Real Estate Newsletter. There's all kinds of different options. You get the idea. Play with it the way you want. To find something that would be encompassing of everything that you want to provide to your people, but also unique to you. There's also an option of just calling it something completely different, like Happy Homes Newsletter. Okay. All right. So those are some ideas. Next, let's talk about subject line. You have options for the featured property. Remember, we talked about the most expensive home in Metro Denver that's listed by us. You've got one option is most expensive. You could also say cheapest. People are curious about that. What's the lowest cost, say, house in the area? Cheapest house. You could do different types of property. Do house or condo or raw land or whatever is selling in your area. Maybe you do horse property. Maybe you do swimming pool houses. Whatever is popular and cool. Mountain views or city views or ski in, ski out condos or houses or anything. You get the idea. And you also can do an area, although again, I recommend with area, make sure it's expansive enough that it covers all the people in your PCSOI, unless they're out of your area, but they'll recognize your area as what you were talking about. Also, you can add qualifiers. Like instead of the most expensive home, say the second most expensive home. People, that creates curiosity. What's going on there? Why the second most expensive? What does that mean? And then the most averaged price. You find one right in the middle of the average, or right in the middle of the median, or strange or unique. You can do anything to try to pique people's interest in that subject line so they open it up and they see that you just sent them something. Okay. And then you also have the featured properties. You can pick a good one from your MLS. So be sure to ask permission of the listing agent and the listing brokerage, because remember, they usually control the listings in most states, before advertising a listing that's not yours. And then you just saw how cool that was, that the feature will auto-populate the listing details, the photo, price, and features into the newsletter, which really speeds things up. Pretty cool feature. And also, remember, you can change anything. This is your newsletter. Make it yours. And then you're going to repeat that every month. Okay, I recommend the first week of the month is when you put it together and you schedule it to go out on the 20th. So that's how you can put together an optional email newsletter to send out to your PCSOI.